may be listening, that you love your sin. You're a black belt in it. You even know how to get away with it. But when you hear the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ, and you taste of the powers of the age to come, and your mind becomes enlightened, you need to start separating from childish, sinful things. And you need to start growing up. Because if you don't, when I was a kid, I loved playing with action figures. Big nerd. All right. Played with action figures till like 12, 13 years old. I loved it. My imagination rolling. Little world in there. But if I picked up some toys now, I wouldn't have that much fun. I'm a grown man now. I can't go back playing with toys. I know I got responsibilities. I know the joy of spending time with my wife. I know the joy of spending time with my children. I know the joys of traveling, the joys of so many greater things in life. And once you taste the powers of the age to come, how could you ever go back to the filth? How could you ever go back to childish things? There's a DNA code around us that says, look, it's restricting us. And it looks like conviction. I feel so guilty, I don't want to do that again. I feel ashamed, I don't want to do that again. And then we stop practicing sin. We might stumble in it, we might slip, we might backslide, but we certainly ought not to be practitioners of sin. Where we say, this is my lifestyle, this is who I am. In Romans chapter 6, it says, should we continue in sin so grace can abound? Certainly not. Galatians 5:16, if you walk in the Spirit, you will not fulfill the lusts of the flesh. If you would walk like a lion, you wouldn't be living like a hyena. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 18, it says, from a good tree comes good fruit. My karate instructor used to have a saying all the time. He'd say, you live and die by your technique. The things that you're taught to defend yourself, when it really comes down to it, that's how you live. Some 20 years ago, I went to one of those King of the Cage events, and I always enjoyed watching the cage fights. And 20 years ago, MMA was a little less developed than it is now. And there was a fight school out of Rancho Cucamonga called Millennium. And they were very good trained. They were very good fighters. A lot of UFC guys, a lot of big name guys came out of there. And at this event, they had a whole bunch of guys that were fighting on the card. And so they would say, fighting on a Millennium with a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, a Muay Thai practitioner, weighing in at 210 pounds, 6'4", will you welcome to the cage? And then his opponent, from the mean streets of San Bernardino. That meant this guy has no official training. He's just some tough guy trying to make $100 that day, and he's about to get laid out. And the millennial guy would win. And then they'd say, from this Taekwondo school with a blue belt in Taekwondo, fighting against this guy from Millennial, Millennial wins again. And they'd say, a boxer with an amateur record of 4-4, and Millennial wins again. And by the end of it, I thought, man, if I was ever going to train, I would go there. Because their training must be so good they keep on winning. I wonder if people look at us and go, man, what church they go to? Man, what's their training? How are they getting the Word of God like this? How are they so calm with so much adversity? With so much sorrow? How do they still have joy? What kind of training goes into them? You see, a lion is so bold, but secondly, that greyhound is well trained. In 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 14, continue in what you learned. In 1 Timothy chapter 1, it talks about this. There's a pattern that we have to hold on to. Some of you guys love your dogs. I'm learning how to love a dog, by the way. Some of you guys love those little lap dogs. They're always with you, aren't they? Yeah. Didn't Jesus say? The woman said to Jesus, even the dogs get the crumbs that fall from the table. What does that mean? It means the dogs are always close by. Some have their own dog house. Some have their own dog door. Some have pantries of their own dog food. I mean, that dog is close by you, isn't it? You see, if we're going to walk stately, we got to stay close to the Master. We got to be well trained. The greyhounds are, well, they're well rewarded, aren't they? And I'm excited to serve the Lord, not just because it's a good life serving the Lord, but I know there's a good reward at the end of it. I know that if we can endure and keep going, there's a crown of endurance. There's a crown of righteousness. I know that we're going to reign and rule with Christ for all eternity, that this life is but a shadow. I know that there's a new heaven and there's a new earth, and God's looking for those that He can entrust with authority, that in this life we suffered well. If we suffered with Him, then we reign with Him. My dog knows there's a payday coming. When my kids and my wife walk the dog, they say, oh, did he go to the bathroom? Usually they come back and say no. And then when the dog walks with me, he always goes to the bathroom like 3 times a day. Every single time I walk that dog, man, I've got the little baggie and I'm scooping it up after him and I'm tying him and I'm thinking, why does he only do that when I walk him? And then I realized I'm the only one that gives him a treat, man. So every time that dog sees me walking, he's all right. I know what to do now. You're the one that gives me a